Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at what is your spirit guide trying to urgently tell you. In today's reading you'll be picking between the moon and the sun. I'll show you the cards and the crystals up close. I just wanted to give you a little update about what's been going on these days. You may have noticed that I haven't been posting as frequently, and it is because I have a lot of work on the side to do these days, and I wanted to focus on them, and I didn't want to reach the point of burnout. And as I promised you guys, if I do need a little bit of time off, I will always take it. But at the end of the day, I also enjoy doing these readings for you. It is a lot of pleasure for me to do it. And so I'm trying to balance it out these days. If you do see that I'm missing a video here and there, it's my efforts to try to take care of myself and my mental state as well. But these things that I am working on my work, they're nearly over. I am wrapping things up, and so I didn't want to miss today's reading, and so I thought I would do a smaller one, but one that is, important and will act as something that would give you the guidance that you need. So in today's reading, the piles are the moon. This is what your card looks like. And your crystal for pile 1 is the Moonstone. And this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 2, if you wish to pick the Sun pile, this is what your card looks like. And your crystal is the Mookaite Jasper. And in today's reading, we'll just be doing the sun and the moon. And I would ask you, what do you prefer? Do you like the sun more, or do you like the mystery of the moon? Do you like both? Perhaps you're meant to listen to both. It really depends on which one you're the most drawn to today. And as you know, once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your timestamps, which will take you straight to your readings. I will finally say, if you want to pick using your zodiac signs, I will show you how I'm seeing this. For pile number 1, I'm seeing it as air as well as water. For pile number 2, I'm seeing it as fire as well as earth signs. So yeah, I would say go by your sun or moon. So if your sun and moon are in the same pile, this is definitely your pile. Maybe they're in both. Perhaps you're meant to listen to both. All right, so these were the different ways in today's reading that you can pick your pile. I truly hope you enjoy your reading today and that it brings you the clarity that you need at this point of your life. It is an urgent message from your spirit guide at this point of your life that they want to tell you. And my dear soul family, I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what is your spirit guide trying to urgently tell you. These are the decks that I'll be using in your reading today. If at any point you're interested in knowing the names of the decks that I use, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your significator card is the moon, and your crystal is the beautiful Moonstone. All right, so let's pull out your last oracle card and take a look at your oracle cards first. Let me pull out your tarot deck. There we go. And check out your oracle cards. So you've got Hera, the goddess Hera. Very interesting. Let's see what it says on the other side. The queen of the gods, proud, imperious, jealous, haughty, and vengeful. She was the goddess of loving unions, fidelity, and marriage. As the wife and sister of Zeus, she was simultaneously one half of the cosmos's most supreme power couple and doomed to suffer his frequent extramarital exploits. Though her husband may have been impervious to her direct vengeance, her fury often shaped and scalded the lives of others involved. She was the mother of Eris and Phaestus, but she tried to kill Artemis and Apollo, children from one of Zeus's affairs. At first, the persecutor of Heracles, she later became his mother-in-law. She chose Jason as one of her favorites, helping him through his quest for the legendary golden fleece. Associated with her are the peacock, whose vivid plumage is Hera's invention, and the cow. Very interesting. Let's keep it there. So you've got the goddess Hera. You've got the Enneagram, poverty, under the category of money, obviously. And the keywords are lack of financial resources, loss of money, debts, welfare, small income, financial difficulties. Right. You've got attachment. And you can see the moon here, which is your significator card. And you've got the eternal child. Very, very interesting, all of the circles here. Right, so let's take a look at your tarot cards so that we have a complete picture of what your spirit guide is urgently trying to tell you. So you've got the Eight of Swords, the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Page of Wands. What are we seeing here? If I were to look at Hera's, the goddess Hera story, and the card attachment, it's very interesting how a powerful goddess has gone through a life of turmoil, constantly having to fight those who stood in the way of her being happy with her husband, Zeus, her love for her. She was all about fidelity when her husband was all about infidelity. And the amount of things she had to go through because of that. And she is a goddess with high supreme power. And you can see here, if we look at the energy of your reading, there's something about you with the peacock feathers here as well, and the cow, which is a symbol of wealth and abundance as well, nurture, care, love, and beauty as well, being associated with the goddess Hathor. I would say that your spirit guides are showing you that what could take away from your power. And with Eternal Child, you might want to always remember that you are a child of the universe. You've got the God power within you, the source power within you, that you should never forget that. And it is the attachment, you see the Eight of Swords, that could take away from your ultimate happiness, if not lead you to poverty, If we look at the goddess Hera story as we were reading it now, and I'm sure most of you already know the goddess Hera story and how much she had to suffer due to Zeus's infidelities, we would see even the gods and the goddesses and their power, they could suffer due to their attachment to something that they loved. And I don't know, being a goddess, I'm thinking, does she have to be with Zeus? Because I'm thinking, if I was in her shoes, and we never know what it is to be in a goddess shoes, right? But I'm thinking personally that if I was with someone who brought me this amount of suffering, I would really just live my life and not be with that person anymore at all. This person would not deserve my love. So, the gods and goddesses aside, what I am picking up in your reading here, seeing the Ten of Cups, which has to do with ultimate happiness, there is something that you are so attached to that is taking from your power and joy of life. It's keeping you stuck. And it has to do with your emotional attachment to something with the moon. Your spirit guides want to show you that life is not limited, and they want you to detach yourself from a specific idea or a specific emotion, something that you're so attached to that is leading to your poverty of it. Is it money? Is it love? If we take money, for example, you could be so attached to wanting it that it is that type of attachment that is not making you see other ways of creating it and living in abundance. So, yeah, they want you to hear this message today, and they want you to know that the most important thing in life is to be happy. And we can't get stuck in the idea of, yeah, well, without money, I'm not going to be happy. And yeah, without love, I'm not going to be happy. Without my children, I'm not going to be happy. And your guides are not here to tell you not to go after these wonderful blessings in life, but not to be attached to them either. What does that mean? It means, with the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups, pursuing that which you love. Knight of Cups, going after the things that they love. Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups, go and continue to go. Eight of Cups, Page of Wands, pursuing what you desire. Continue to go after what you love. That is absolutely okay. In fact, it is advised for you to continue to do. But with the King of Cups, which is the king of being emotionally balanced, you are guided to go through this journey, the ship here, while being happy now. King of Cups, happiness, being satisfied now. So even if it's with your children, are you meant to pursue your children? Let's say you're not talking, for example, to your family or your children. Are you meant to pursue that journey of trying to be happy with them? Absolutely. But that doesn't take away from you being happy and enjoying your life right now. Same thing with with finances. Are you meant to pursue that which will get you the money that you want? Absolutely. But you're meant to be happy and okay today. This means that if this should happen, that's wonderful. If it doesn't happen, you've created a life that is simple and enjoyable, that you would be happy nonetheless, regardless. Don't let anything with the Eight of Swords and the attachment, don't let anything pin you down to that degree, because it could even pin down the strongest amongst us, just like the goddess Hera. I do see with the peacock feathers that you are in a unique position, in a unique situation. The universe has blessed you with eternal child and the goddess Hera with so many blessings in life, and you should not forget to enjoy them. That could be your health, that could be your wealth, that could be your children, that could be something, many amazing things in your life. And the urgent message that your spirit guides want to show you, that if you get yourself attached to the things that you don't have now that are important to you, you can block off with poverty, the very thing that you are looking for. And it's important with the moon card being your significator card to understand that it all has to do with how you feel now. You know, even in reading tarot, your reading can completely change its energy and its direction and the cards that you get based on your renewed intention. So if you're shuffling your cards and you're asking and you're not studying and you don't have the intention of studying because you really don't feel like it, and you shuffle your cards and you ask, hey, am I gonna succeed in my exam today? You'll get a set of cards that would show you the destiny of what you're feeling today. So you might get cards like maybe the Tower card, maybe Two of Wands, like really it depends, or maybe you'd get the Death card or something that would show you, you know, that it may not be all too good. You could meditate, change your intentions, and feel and think, you know what, I'm going to study, I'm going to organize myself. You can start jotting down some ideas on what you really want to do and how you're actually going to change that, because you want to succeed in tomorrow's exam. And then you pick up the cards and you start pulling out the Star card and you smile. You start pulling out the Empress and you smile. And you start understanding that you've just changed your destiny. And in that way, I just want to show you, with your moon card being your significator card, your most important urgent message is how you feel. And your spirit guides want to show you that based on how you're feeling today, you're slowly moving yourself in the opposite direction with poverty than where you actually want to go. And if you're wondering why it's not going, it's based on how you feel. It's not on pushing yourself to be happy, on pushing yourself to believe and thus being attached to the results of tomorrow. It's genuinely thinking about the things that you have today, feeling happy with it, enjoying your life, being okay with the fact that maybe that even if the things that you want don't happen, you are going to enjoy the life that you have today. That's not to say that you're not meant to pursue it. Knight of Cups is absolutely showing you that you are meant to go after the things that you love, but you must go through it while being grateful for what you have today and enjoying what you have today. You are an eternal child who can create anything. You are source. You are the energy of source. You can create. And as long as your emotions are vibrating fear, are vibrating attachment to really wanting this thing, and that's why living in happiness today makes you vibrate in the emotion of creation. So long as you're vibrating in the opposite, what I wanted to say, of emotions like fear, emotions like need rather than want, emotions like hating the today until the tomorrow comes. Sometimes we fall, for example, in the trick of postponing everything that we want to do and enjoying the life that we want when these amazing things happen. And so it's the opposite. It's living the life today, enjoying it today, doing whatever you want and love today, doing the best out of what you have today, being okay with the fact that these things may not happen, and learning accordingly how to enjoy your life with that today while pursuing the things that you want. That really seems to be your strongest message in today's reading. With the Eternal Child, it seems like your message is meant to continue to show you how now you're actually guided to go after this pursuit, because most of your cards are pointing in one direction. They're pointing towards, even the King of Cups is looking at the things that they want. You are meant to begin with the Page of Wands, pursuing this abundance with the rabbits here, pursuing the things that you want. But know that it's a balance between the yin and the yang. That's the yang, that's going after what you want. The yin has to be in balance with it, and that is being free from lower vibrations today. And the key to not being attached to the tomorrow, to the results of the tomorrow, is really just being happy with what is today. Okay, So let's pull out your cards and continue your message, because you seem to be with the goddess Hera and the eternal child. And we did read about how the goddess Hera was rooting for Jason to get the golden fleece. So you are meant to get something that most people even can't imagine getting it, right? So let's see how you are meant to get that desire that you and your spirit guide here know about, that you really want. So that's the first key. We were addressing the yin with the moon. How are you meant to get what you want? So you've got the Six of Swords, the Eight of Wands. The two here are an interesting combination that pops up a lot as a concept. The slow makes things move fast. Do you see? You must understand that it's a long game, not a short one. That's why you're meant to be happy in the today. It's going to be a long journey. But if you, surprisingly, take it easy, take it slow, so that you can accommodate for the happiness of today, surprisingly, what seems to be a long haul will actually turn out to be a very quick one with the Eight of Wands. Okay, you've got the Two of Cups. Suddenly, I'm seeing the masculine and the feminine balance that we've been talking about with this particular Two of Cups. Unless you are, of course, inquiring about love, then in that case, your Two of Cups is saying you will be very quickly united with the person you're looking for example. But otherwise, I am seeing the masculine and the feminine, since we were just talking about the yin and the yang, that taking it easy and slow, not rushing, playing the long game, whatever this is, will actually turn out to be the very thing that leads you and unites you with what you love and you really want, what your heart desires, very quickly. So you've got the Five of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the opposite is true. Do you see? It's kind of like it's showing you one side and the other. And centered is what you are looking for and what you love. And I am seeing here that if you, on the other hand, continue to cry over spilt milk and feel the disappointment with the Five of Cups, feeling unhappy, feeling unsatisfied, constantly feeling like you're sad and disappointed with, you take it so much to heart with everything that doesn't work out, it will rob away with the Seven of Swords the very energy that is out there to create and give you what you want. So that extreme sadness and disappointment is the very thing that robs things from you. So I'm seeing the guidance of, it's all about the emotions. At the end of the day, I'm not surprised because this is your significator card. Don't suffer. It's kind of like you're a goddess, or you're a strong being is what I'm trying to say. You're a strong being. Don't take away from your power by constantly being sad, even if what is happening is a strong force, just like Zeus, right? Even if what is going on outside of you is a strong force, you can choose not to be attached to it. You can choose to live your life happy now and not be so much emotionally attached to what you want in the future. You never know what this happiness will lead you. Sometimes when we're so attached to something, we only see one direction. What if there was a third direction that your mind can never think about? What if there was a third best, like third thing, but just like a triangle, it's the top thing. Just like a triangle, you want to be, you're looking at one extreme and the other. Oh, I don't want poverty, I want richness. What if there was like something way up there that you're not thinking about? Something like the kind of life that even wealth cannot give you. That doesn't mean that this life up there doesn't have wealth. It could have wealth, it could have fulfillment, it could have you helping to elevate the planet, the people, for example. It could be aligning you with your spiritual path, this, that. It could be a path that takes you to a world you didn't even know existed. Some form of happiness that you didn't know existed. Like the only example that would come to my human mind if I think about this equation, like let's say someone who doesn't know what falling in love means and what kind of amazing emotion that can give you, for example. So I'm giving you an example, and I'm just trying to show you that you're looking at two opposite ends, but there could be another dimension, another reality that you're not seeing. And in order to get there, you must release the attachment to these polar opposites and be open to what life can actually give you. And so if you enjoy the today instead of these polar two, enjoy just the today while pursuing the tomorrow. It is your path to going to the tip of that triangle and enjoying a life you wouldn't even have imagined. So your spirit guides are saying, be open. You are the eternal child. You have that power within you. Don't weaken it by your emotional attachments. It will lead to poverty in whatever it is that you're looking for. And so enjoy your life today is what I am seeing. Enjoy your life today and learn to do the best out of what you have today while you are enjoying this. Since this is your guidance, enjoy your life today. I will pull out your cards to finally seek guidance of what is that life that your spirit guide is guiding you to do. How can you enjoy your life today? Seven of Cups. Do you see the curtain here? It looks like you have so many things under your sleeves, if that's the right expression you have. There's so many things that you can't see today because of what you're trying to pursue. There are so many beautiful things that you're not looking at. So many choices. The Seven of Cups is a card of choices. You have so many choices of things that you can enjoy today that are not giving you this pleasure because you're not looking at them. You know, a simple idea is, for example, we can have, that's just a simple idea, but we can, for example, we tend to forget that we can visit our nearby park and spend some time there. And sometimes it is the most enjoyable thing that we can do. Simple things like preparing a simple meal, a picnic basket, a small one, enjoying it with a friend, and spending a lovely afternoon looking at nature and the sun or the leaves or anything that is there, and realizing what a huge blessing that is. Sometimes we have a blessing at home, like maybe if you have children and you haven't connected with them or played with them for a long time, sometimes that could turn out to be the most enjoyable thing. Sometimes it's picking up on a hobby that you forgot. These are just simple examples that I'm getting, but this is, of course, for me, it's not for me to decide. But all I'm seeing with the Seven of Cups, the card of choice, is that you have many choices and many huge blessings that you're not using, that are there at your disposal. You've got the Knight of Wands. Wow. Okay. It's the knight that goes after their desires. You've got the Page of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands, right. The Death card, as well as the Three of Cups. It's interesting. I channeled something when I looked at this Death card. It reminds me of someone being on their deathbed. One of the things your spirit guides want you to think about is, and in conjunction to the Three of Cups, which is the card of celebration, what are the things that you would have said to yourself had you one day, after a long life, of course, on your deathbed? What are the things you would say you wished you had celebrated more and done more of if you had a few days to live? Sometimes we don't remember the important things until we are put in a situation in our lives that reminds us of it. So if you want to think more and really get good guidance, instead of being in a deathbed after a long life, you want to, not be afraid of looking at different perspectives, the yin and the yang. If I only had a few days to live, and may you have a very long, beautiful, happy life, what would you say to yourself you wish you had done more of? And that's what you need to start jotting down. Another thing is, you want to revive with the Knight of Wands your desire to pursue the things that you have today that you may be taking for granted. You have, it seems, with the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Cups, a lot of things today, a lot of options at your disposal, that you one day imagined, Seven of Cups, desired, Knight of Wands, wished for. That if you go in the past, let's do the opposite exercise. If you go back in the past, these were things you would have been saying, your past self would be saying, oh, if I had this in my life, I would be doing this, I would be doing that, I would enjoy it like this, and I would enjoy it like that. So sometimes we take things for granted that we have in our lives, and we forget to connect with them. Sometimes we pass by some things, hobbies even in our lives, in our home, and we go, oh yeah, that thing. I should be doing more of that thing. I don't. You might have a friend who would visit you and say, oh, that thing, I wish I had that, I don't know, tool, that machine. I would enjoy it all day. So it's what I'm trying to get to with imagining this and imagining that you have a lot of things today. These are two homeworks that you can do to start remembering all the amazing things that you can do today that you're not enjoying in your life. That would show you just how rich you are as opposed to poverty, how rich your life is, but your emotions of attachment are making you forget that you are, quote unquote, out a God, or maybe that you have the essence of source of God within you, right? It is your attachment and the Eight of Swords here is your attachment that's preventing you from seeing anything else. Now, along with that, you are guided with the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands to slowly learn and take actions on how to remove one obstacle on your path after the other. Because it looks to me, when it comes to your path and what you're pursuing with the Seven of Wands, that your path is slowing down because of many obstacles. That's what's going on. And all you need to do here is to learn how to remove one obstacle after the other. And that's the best way to think about your specific path. The only things that are preventing you from getting what you desire is some particular obstacles on your path. Maybe there's something that you need to learn. Get that out of the way and start learning it today. Maybe it's about a particular way of organizing yourself. Get that out of the way. Sometimes it's as simple as waking up earlier. Get that out of the way. Sometimes it's about learning how to get energy. Get that out of the way. Sometimes it's about starting something and not just wishing for it, but starting it and being patient with it, growing and allowing it to take its time. Get that out of the way by taking consistent actions every day. And so what I'm seeing for you particularly is a bunch of obstacles in that very desire that you are meant to have. Most important obstacle, and that's in your hands today, this seems to be your emotions. Because even if these things are out of the way, it is your emotions that will make you trip. It's going to be the biggest obstacle that blocks you from getting into that path. So enjoy your today. That's the biggest message, the biggest obstacle that you're personally holding. And start learning and taking steps and actions on how to remove one obstacle out of the way. So I would say your homework with that from your spirit guides is to jot down what obstacles are standing in your way and start creating a plan with specific actions. Study that plan. Like, how can I make myself wake up early in the morning? I need to do this. I need to do that. How can I learn that skill? I need to do this. I need to do that. How can I begin this? Well, what's stopping me from beginning this, which is the removing of obstacles, is that I waste time in the evening. Perhaps if I just give myself half an hour every day, I can begin it at least. I can make it start, and so on and so forth. So here, this is discussing obstacles. Write down what your obstacles are and study well how you can actively free yourself from these obstacles. And the sky's the limit once these are out of the way. You will be getting there very quickly. So don't rush. Don't let your attachment make you frustrated, because once you're frustrated, you will not be able to remove any obstacles out of the way. It needs tranquility, calmness. It needs you enjoying the today, because so long as you're not getting this joy, if it's constantly in the future, you won't have the energy to do what you need to do today. And that's why it's very important for you to give that reward to yourself today by using what you have today, in order to play the long game of thinking, that obstacle's in my way, I'm gonna focus on that and remove it. And then I'm gonna focus on that and remove it. This one, I can work along with this one and work on it to remove it. Before you know it, you will find yourself achieving the very thing that you want. And that is the 3 guidance that I'm seeing here, in order for you to be able to apply the advice that I see in your reading today. My dear pile number 1, that was your urgent message from your spirit guides, what they wanted to tell you urgently. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at what is your spirit guide trying to urgently tell you. These are the decks that I'll be using for your reading today. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Mookaite Jasper, and your significator card is the Sun. Welcome to your reading. We will be starting off with your oracle cards first, and then we'll be taking a look at what your tarot cards show. Right, so you've got here Selene. So goddess of the moon. Guys, if you want to check pile number 1, if you're drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it for you. They have the moon. So goddess of the moon, in complement to her bright, shining brother, Helios, she marked the passage of the moon across the night sky with the course of her silver chariot. She was known as Luna to the Romans. Selene would not suffer mortals to thwart her desires. She killed the youth Ampelos for claiming he could ride a bull better than she could ride the moon. When the mortal Cephalus refused Selene's advances after she had abducted him and remained devoted to his wife, Procris, she destroyed their relationship with carefully deployed suggestions of infidelity. Her infatuation with Zeus's son, Endymion, resulted in the beautiful man being frozen in slumber forever as an object for Selene's lustful appetites. Though she is lesser known to us today, she could be just as prideful, jealous, and vengeful as any other god in the Greek pantheon. All right, very interesting. You've got the bridge. Wow. Okay. You've got the Enneagram promotion under the category of happy event. And the the other keywords are career advancement, recommendation, elevation, reward, nomination, position of responsibility. This kind of gives me, seeing these two together with Selene, the goddess Selene, and promotion, the idea of how one can have such a big position, such power, such a privilege, and may use it without considering others. I'm not saying this is you by any mean, shape, or form, but it is an energy that I'm picking up, and we'll see why. See, having the sun as your significator card, it seems to me like you're really gonna be seen, or maybe you are really seen now. And there may be just a little bit of pride or advice to be careful with that. Or maybe you're dealing with someone like that. Let's see. Let's see what this is all about. So you've got present. And you've got rumination. Well, I have great news for you, because I just think I understood what's going on. I have good news for you. I have good news for you. And I have some advice that you are not going to believe is your advice. But let's continue and take a look at the full picture. We'll pull out your tarot cards now. So, you've got the Ace of Swords. There's an absolute new beginning up the horizon, in the horizon. You've got the Five of Cups. This is a rather happy Five of Cups. Really cool, right? It looks like you're going to be happy to drop something or something. You've got the Strength card. Right, just creating space here. Strength card. And we've got some cards here. Let's pull them out. You've got the Tower card. And the Four of Swords. So, I'm seeing great happy news. The Sun being your significator card in conjunction to promotion. It does look to me like there's a bright future in the horizon for you, specifically, my dear pile number 2. It does look to me like this promotion that's coming up, or this event, this thing that is quickly happening for you with the Ace of Swords, is kind of acting like a bridge. It's taking you from the place that you are in now to the place that you wanted to always be in or get to, without the obstacles that were in the way. It seems with the Sun, the Ace of Swords, Selene, that you will be shining bright and you will have a lot of privileges coming up next. You will be with the Strength card centering your reading in a very powerful position. Everything that you do with the Tower card will have strong consequences. And sometimes these consequences can be so strong for others that it might slip you by, and it might not be something that you would be concerned about. Given the Four of Swords, you would be in such peace of mind up there where you are, in such happiness, that it may slip you by, realizing how strong the consequences of your actions are. So You could be a very good person, but for example, like I'll give you a quick example of what that means. Maybe you are not aware, let's say you get a position and you're not aware of how your decisions will impact the planet. And you may continue to take these decisions. For example, not realizing that you single-handedly, with your decisions, could be the one that would have such an impact on the environment in this way, which is something that could happen with a huge position in a, like for example, a multinational company. That's just like an exaggerated, or maybe this is what's going to happen for you. But I'm trying to say that my examples just try to serve in translating the energy, not exactly saying what is going to specifically happen, because I know it will differ from one person to the other listening. Right. So another example in this context would be buying a lot of products or supplies, and with such large amounts that would encourage more child labor, for example, in another country. But let's move out of the box from these huge positions. Let's think about it in more simple terms. Sometimes one could be so privileged, and while it's their right to enjoy the blessings that the universe has given them, right, or that you created for yourself, you may not notice that there are other people around you who may not have that privilege, and it could terribly hurt them. And so it would be better in that case to absolutely enjoy, of course, your privilege, but a little bit in privacy, so that you are considerate of those around you. I don't know what else could be an example. It could also be to your own detriment sometimes. You know, this kind of reminds me with Peace and Tower. Like, for example, if we overconsume junk food, toxic food, it could look sometimes on the outside that we're absolutely okay, but it could be wreaking havoc on the inside. So I can go on and on forever, but what I can specifically tell you with career advancement here, if you're not working, then it has to do with a goal, but it's particularly here for most of you. There's some form of promotion coming up in your life, in your career. Whether it's an actual promotion or an opportunity that will allow you to grow. This bridging the gap, you know what this reminds me of? Sometimes you are in a position and it would take a long time for you in your current company, for example, to reach another position, but maybe you can apply for it in another company, and then you can get that opportunity with the skills that you have in another company. So that could be the bridge. Or maybe it could be talking about how you are doing your own thing, and maybe you're going to have the privilege with the Ace of Swords to tackle a new piece of the market or be in a strong position of the market. Maybe you're going to be seen bright in an environment that's dark. Maybe you're going to be the leader, the guiding light with the chariot. Given that we have the goddess Celine's story, it looks to me like you're going to be progressing a lot in your work, one way or the other for this card. And you're going to be recognized, whether the sun or the moon, they are absolutely seen. You can't miss them, these heavenly bodies, specifically the sun and the moon. So you're really going to be seen, and I highly recommend pile number 1 for you if you're drawn to it, because this is, at the end of the day, the goddess of the moon, and pile number 1 was the moon. So it could expand on your reading. But what I'm seeing is that there's a happy event going. It's growth. It has to do with your growth. Now, here's the thing. Although this is going to take you to where you always wanted to be, or what you had your eye on, you're going to progress a lot, and you're going to be in such a privileged situation. What you're guided to do in the present moment before this happens, with rumination, I'm seeing this as releasing what you are suppressing, releasing it, because if you don't get the chance to release it now, it will wreak havoc in the future to you and to others. You can see with the Five of Cups here that you'll soon be dropping something. But this is a happy Five of Cups. This is a confident, happy Five of Cups who seems to care very much about what they're holding, and they really don't care about what just dropped right there. So it's an interesting perspective. And so in that way, I also see that very soon there's a new beginning, a new official beginning. And you will be caring about something with such care, and you won't care about what's dropping out of your life. In fact, with that prideful look, you're like, I'm happy with moving forward, and I don't care about what's dropping from the past. And you will be very happy because you'll suddenly find yourself in a very powerful position. You'll be able to do so much of the things that you always wanted to do. But if you look at these two cards, they sort of have the same expression, this long, not long face like this, but this long face. Here I'm seeing a little bit of shame. Here I'm seeing the opposite of it, great pride. And that's the shadow of shame. So there's something related to shame here I'm picking up. Shame and pride, these are opposite extremes. So shame and pride are out of balance. And they point at something that must be healed or released, because with shame and pride, they're absolutely dependent on the situation in your life. If it doesn't happen in a particular way, then you feel shame. If it goes so well, you feel pride. And it has nothing to do with what you are actually doing, as opposed to you knowing that you're working on yourself. And so when something bad happens, you're not in that shame because you know you're working towards it. You're like, okay, it didn't go right this time, but I know I'm doing my best to work towards it. If something goes great, it won't be prideful because you know that things change. It could go wrong, it could go right. You'll be very happy if it goes right, but it won't be the shadow of shame, because that extreme emotion comes from to overcompensate for the shame that's already there. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing for you the guidance of, in the present moment, releasing the shame of something. Because in particular, in your reading particularly, if you don't heal or release that shame now, it will turn into great pride. And with great pride, you might, without realizing at all, not that you would ever want to do that, but due to prideful actions, you may not notice, and even your reading is saying you will not notice it with the Four of Swords. You'll be in such peace that you won't notice how the actions that you're taking are wreaking havoc on others and maybe even on yourself. So that's the complete picture. We're of course going to continue looking at your reading to see what your spirit guides are guiding you to do. How can you release this shame right now? Shame towards something. I'll take a look at what this shame is coming from, like shame from what, and how to heal it. But we do have a card here that we didn't look at yet, and it's between the Five of Cups and the Strength card. So let's check out what this is all about. You've got the King of Wands. This is talking about, again, the King of Wands being in a very powerful position. So you can see a shift here. Something in your life right now, these days, is about to be dropped because of a promotion, because of a growth. Do you see how this tree is growing out of nowhere? And it's in the same way. There's huge growth that is happening in your career or in your goals if you're not working, coming out of nowhere. And it will suddenly remove that out of your life. Like, and what you're living in when it comes to your work is going to be an old story. and you will start experiencing a lot of power. So that is definitely the sort of energy that we keep seeing. Do you see that growth out of nowhere? That tree, that growth out of nowhere. Right. Let's see then, in that case, what you're guided to do now in terms of the releasing of shame. So what is this shame about? What is this shame about? Knight of Cups, 10 of Cups. Do you feel guilty that you're happy? I don't think so. Let's wait. 3 of Cups. What? Do you feel guilty that you would be happy and others won't? But that's not shame, is it? No, that is shame, actually. Do you feel ashamed of like being blessed while others around you aren't? But how could that turn to pride, though? How could that turn to pride? No, that wouldn't turn to pride, would it? Would it? Actually, sometimes it could. Because if you're in such a like big position or something, maybe like if other people are clapping for you, sometimes it won't matter if a few are mad, and it could make you absolutely, in that case, completely not care. And that's the extreme other reaction. That's one way to look at it. So that's one way, right? What other ways can we look at the cards? Knight of Cups, 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups. How can all these super happy cards be shameful? What? Nah, I need to think about this. Are you ashamed of enjoying something in your life? Now that's a really tricky exercise. That's a tricky one for me. What does happiness have to do with shame? Maybe I need to Google this. Hold on. I have another idea. Maybe the people around you are very happy and you're not yet. Maybe you've got, for example, friends and family who are very happy with their work and they're doing well. This 10 of Cups, although it's the 10 of Cups, initially felt like flying money. So maybe you've got friends and family or people around you that are living a very happy life. Maybe you felt like you didn't like them. But then if you start feeling happy, it could turn to pride. And that could lead you to taking drastic decisions to feel at peace later on. So that's another way to look at it. But I will Google, just like I promised in the first example, so that I'm balanced and I'm giving all of the different energies I'm seeing. Okay, so I found this article on lcchinternational.co.uk, and it talks about how feeling guilty about being happy. The article is called Feeling Guilty About Being Happy, Overcoming Emotional Barriers. So that's the part that explains it here. It says, why do I feel guilty if I'm happy? People who strive for perfection may feel guilty about being happy because they believe they have not yet achieved their ideal state or met all their goals. The fear of losing happiness. Paradoxically, some individuals worry that their happiness is fleeting, and so on and so forth. So yes, as you can see here, there's some sort of shame pertaining to happiness, whether it's because the people around you are enjoying this and you are not yet, or because you're afraid to experience happiness out of guilt or shame that the people around you haven't, or because you feel you don't deserve it, as the article points, or that you are afraid, maybe there is another element here of you afraid of losing this happiness. So that's what needs to be released, depending on how this is resonating with you. And we still got 2 more cards. You've got the Queen of Cups. Wow, and the 9 of Pentacles. And it's very important that you release this now, because with the Queen of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, that's a lot of happiness and fulfillment that's coming up now. And and it's going to be a huge one. Just like there are huge blows in life, there's huge hits of abundance. And you're about to experience one. And if you are not focused on how you're feeling right now, you don't understand how this huge blessing can turn into things like karma, and sometimes even affecting your life in a drastic way with the Tower card here. If you're not careful with the King of Wands, how you use this power, King of Staves, how you hold this power matters the most. You know how they say it's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. It's not what you hold, it's how you hold it. It's not what blessing that comes into your life, it's how you deal with it. So you're guided right now to release your shame of happiness. Whatever this means for you, whether you're not feeling that happiness now because others are feeling it, it will later turn to a lot of pride, maybe trying to prove yourself, or shame and guilt of happiness because maybe the people around you aren't happy, or enjoying happiness too much that you're not considering others. That means that you need to release some shame about something, because that's pride right there. Enjoying it without considering others means that there could be shame, could be a need to enjoy it, and maybe even a little bit of showing off with it. So perhaps that's releasing the shame of not loving who you are now, for example. That could be for someone. But in any case, these are just the different energies. Please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. I will pull out your cards to get exactly what your guidance is when it comes to that. Because if your guides are urgently showing you that you must release something, they're not guiding you to do something that you can't do, that isn't easy for you to do now. So let's pull out your cards and see what is your guidance to release that now. The Lovers, the Ace of Cups. It's like starting a new emotional beginning with yourself. Let's see how. What I want to do is, so that I don't waste your reading time, is actually push these up so that I don't have to adjust these cards all the time. Okay, so you've got the Lover's card, you've got the Two of Cups, you've got the King of Cups. Wow, again, happy cards. Okay. The Two of Pentacles. As well as, oh, Confucius with the Judgment card. I'm gonna Google a Confucius quote about happiness, and I will be right back. So I found, to be truly happy and contented, you must let go of what it means to be happy or content, which makes me realize that the shame here is not due to anything about you or the people around you or anything related to happiness. It has to do with the meanings you are attaching with it. And so with the Ace of Cups and the Lover's card, This is an invitation to love life as it is. When it's not optimal, perhaps like the people around you, shift the meanings, detach yourself from the meanings. If they're happy and I'm not happy, this means I am this or that. These must be detached. And or whatever other situation is. All these meanings must be detached. You want to write down some meanings that you have pertaining to whatever of these situations that we discussed that resonates with you, that you have with the situation. You want to write them down, and you want to reverse your ideas about it. Things like, no, if my friends and family are happy with their blessing and I don't have it now, it doesn't mean that I'm this or that, or that they are above me, or that I'm beyond, or that I'm above anyone, or anything like that. So you want to reverse your meanings, detach your meanings, and you simply want to enjoy, with the Ace of Cups and the Lover's card and the King of Cups. So with the Two of Pentacles, we'll talk about this in a moment, but with the three cards here, the Lovers, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups, you want to enjoy whatever blessing you're given at any moment of time, without waiting for others to see it, without giving it a meaning of who you are, without any of that. You simply just want to enjoy. Don't try to give a meaning to it, because if you do, then you will start taking drastic actions with the Tower card. Things like, ooh, this person must see it. This person must acknowledge it. Or I must do this drastic thing, so then it would prove to me that this and that could happen. You simply want to enjoy the blessing itself. Let's take an example to further expand on what I'm trying to say, or clarify what I'm trying to say. Let's say you fall in love. Detach any emotions of things like, ooh, everybody's got to know that I found this amazing person. Ooh, if I put these pictures, then everyone will see how happy I am. Or, ooh, must write me a love letter, because if they don't write it, then it will mean that they don't love me. You just simply want to experience that love. Enjoy this new love story. Let them express their love to you in the way that they express it, all while learning and teaching each other how to express it better to each other, because you want to experience it, not because you have a meaning attached to it. And this goes for everything else. Whatever blessing life gives you now, that's why it says the present. Whatever life is giving you now, enjoy it and release the meanings that you have, because these meanings are what's making you suffer. And with the Two of Pentacles, it's a shift. You want to shift your mindset to, what is it going to give me? What is it going to prove? What is it going to mean? To simply enjoying it. A blessing is there to enjoy it. If you eat a piece of cake, you close your eyes and you indulge in that, and you go, oh, that tastes good, especially with a sip of tea. But if you start giving it other meanings, how would I look in this picture if I take this cake? Nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to show the opposites, to explain to you what your cards are showing you here. You just want to love it and experience it in the moment. Don't hold on to it and fear that it would be gone. Let it be free. Enjoy it in your life as long as it's meant to be. Be grateful that it's there. And don't give any meanings to it. That's the best way you can shift, and the fastest and easiest way you can release this shame without having to dig deep into the shame itself. Because at the end of the day, it looks like the shame is here, not because of anything, but specific meanings that need to be released. And yeah, my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see. I wish you the best of luck. There's a surge of energy happening in your area of your work or your goals. You're going far in life. I wish you the best of luck with that. And I truly hope you've enjoyed your message, your urgent message that your spirit guide was trying to tell you. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, don't forget to do your homework here, and to like write it down, journal it, detach the meaning, and enjoy your life. And my dear pile number 2, wishing you the best, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.